Get yourself settled so that you're comfortable and warm. We do that little bit of self care as we begin. And part of that is that we need to tune in to know what would be good self care right now. Would it be moving for a little bit while you listen, or would it be getting an extra pillow and blanket so you're really warm? Would you like to sit up because you're feeling drowsy and you want to stay awake? Whatever it might be for you. And as you're doing that, and as you're checking in with yourself, notice that there's all of these layers, which are all one, but we could also go through the layers. There's our physical body. What does it feel like today in your physical body? What's happening with your breath? What is the rhythm and pace of your breath? Is it fairly smooth and continuous? Are you kind of holding your breath a bit? Is your body kind of tight, or is it pretty calm and relaxed? We just notice these, not with a judgment really, just to notice this is where I'm starting. And often with just a few breaths, it can really change. It's like, oh, my shoulders are up around my ears. And we let that go. And other times it's more intractable and it takes a little bit longer. We relax and soften, and then we come back to that and it's tight again. And we let that release again, and then it's tight again. So we just really have a lot of different experiences when we're doing practices of resting and relaxation. And of course, a lot of that's driven by our mind, the thoughts in the mind, and the energy in our body. So we notice that as well as we're first coming in and bringing our attention to this moment, what's happening now. And we also could tune into our being, that larger sense of who is it that's here? Who is having this experience of coming in and relaxing and breathing and noticing thought? And that's not really a cognitive mind thing that's easy to describe verbally, but we all have a sense of that. So tune into that as well, to your sense of being, I amness. Notice the space your body is occupying and notice all of the space around your body. And notice the space in and through your body without getting too quantum physics about it. Our body is mostly space. And certainly our experience of our body, when we notice the space our body is occupying, is that there's a location, there's space, there are sensations in the space. And even when we're still, we know how our body's situated. Our body has a proprioceptor senses that allow us to know, okay, my arm is here. I know that my hand is at the end of my arm, off the end of my wrist. If I tuned into the palms of my hands, I could feel that. There's a different sensation there than if I tune into the fingertips, for instance. And then if we move our hands and fingers, then we have that whole experience. So we could notice there's sensation of muscles moving, bones are moving because the muscles are moving. And we have movement in muscles up our arms as well. So if you were to wiggle your fingertips for a moment, what can you feel through your arms? And if you were to go all the way up to your shoulders, let your shoulders get heavy. So if you're sitting, let your shoulders release down away from your ears. And if you're supported through your back, let your shoulders release back into that support. Notice your neck and shoulders, the upper back. And notice the fronts of your shoulders and the tops of your shoulders and the backs of your shoulders. And let them soften. And move your awareness down into your upper arms and your lower arms. And then gently move your fingers again. Notice your experience. Where do you feel the movement? We feel it in the fingers and hands, of course. And how far up your upper arms can you feel that movement? There are muscles that move between the wrist joints and the elbow joints. Are you activating anything in the upper arms, the neck and shoulders? Just as an experiment, we're noticing. And we can bring our mind in as well. We could remind ourselves that we don't need to move our arms or hands right now. We're not doing the dishes or driving a car or typing or anything active. Focus on that relaxation of your arms from the neck and shoulders down through the arms into the hands. Notice the back of your hands, the palms of your hands, your fingers and fingertips. And notice the space between your fingers. If your fingers are touching, the space between them might be just at the very bottom part where they meet the hand or a little bit at the ends. Notice the space between your index fingers and your thumbs. And then from that very focused right into that space between your thumbs and your index fingers, bring your attention out to your whole body again. What's happening in that space? Notice your forehead and eyes, eyebrows, cheeks, mouth, the whole of your face, the front of your head. And relax the corners of your mouth. Relax your jaw, the hinges of your jaw. If you're clenching your teeth, put some space there so you're not doing that. And notice the space above your tongue, below your soft palate. Notice the space just before, just above your upper lip, where your upper lip and your nostrils meet. And notice the sensations in that space. There's air movement there. So it's not completely still. Your body is still, perhaps. And even if our body's still, there's a movement. So we sense the air and we have that feeling in the nose, in the nostrils. It's kind of a sensitive tissue in the nostrils. So we can feel that movement of air, coolness as we breathe in, the warmth as we breathe out. For a moment, notice the sensations of airflow. And notice everything else in the area, your eyes, your forehead, your eyebrows, your mouth and jaw. Come back down into your neck, front and sides and back of your neck, your shoulders, the front of your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders, backs of your shoulders. Let your shoulders get heavy. And notice your shoulder blades and the muscles that cover the back. Notice that area between your shoulder blades, right behind the heart center. Notice the sides of your rib cage, the muscles that cover the front of the rib cage, and notice any movement in your chest or ribs. And then, just like we wiggled the fingers, do some deeper breaths so that you can tune into what's going on in your chest. If you wanted, you could move your arms as you're breathing in, move your arms up, let your rib cage open more with your arms, or move your arms in front if you're lying down. Stretch open, move your arms back. Notice what it feels like. Does it feel like in your chest and in the muscles of your chest and the little muscles between the ribs as you're moving a bit with your body as you breathe? And let your breath come back to whatever rhythm and pace that it's naturally coming to now. And notice how that feels in your belly, the lower belly up to the navel center, up to the stomach area just below the ribs. Bring your attention down into your legs. from your hips through your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, your feet. And notice that your legs could be resting. We're not moving through the world doing our duties right now. We're not out for a walk. We're resting. And then start to wiggle your toes a little bit. Notice where you can feel that. We can often feel that up into our calves. We can certainly feel it in the toes and the feet. Can you feel it up into your upper legs at all? And then let that come to a rest. And then stretch your legs however you want to do that. Lengthen them out or point the toes or something that will bring some movement into your legs. Big stretch. And maybe you could even bring your arms up and stretch to your whole body open and stretch. You come back to rest. And notice if there's any other movement you'd like to do. If you'd like to stretch your body in a different way or move somehow, it could be very quiet or a little bit more vigorous. Take a minute or two to move your body, whatever it seems like would be a good idea, however your body wants to move right now. And let your body come back to stillness when you're ready. Notice your whole body again. If you're still moving, notice that. If you've come back to stillness, notice that. What's your experience right now in this whole space the body is in? And let your attention go down through the whole back of your body. Let your body really settle back. Neck and shoulders, the upper back, the hips, the legs, the arms, the hands. Notice the whole space. Bring your attention to the top of your head and to the soles of your feet. And notice the space in between those 2 points. And then notice the space between your elbows, between your right side and your left side, just the space. And then bring your attention to your face again. Notice what sensations might be present in your face. If you were to focus in on your forehead and eyebrows, could they soften a little bit more? And notice what's happening in the space behind your forehead. Is there a whirl of thought going on there? And if so, see if you could notice the space itself, the space between your forehead and the back of your skull. Between the right side of your head and the left side of your head. And then back to the whole of your body, all of that space that your body is in, and any sensations or sense perceptions that you're aware of right now. And then let go of the practice. Last couple of minutes, we'll just rest. If your mind is wandering around, bring it back. Notice your whole body, notice your breath. And notice how you feel now compared to the beginning and the middle of the practice. We've all had many different experiences as we've moved through the last 20 minutes. So notice that. And then when you're ready, open your eyes.